Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and so I'll be talking about a Thunderhammer Bulwark build for patch 8.1 of Space Marine 2. Now, the Thunderhammer did get added to this class in patch 8.0. It is a ton of fun to use, though it is probably his worst weapon overall, mainly because you do miss out on the shield entirely when you take the Thunderhammer, and the shield is the Bulwark's main way to block range fire, get CDR back with prestige perks like Masterful Defense here, on top of animation canceling instantaneously. And an instant animation cancel would be amazing for the Thunderhammer. Unfortunately, you don't get a shield, which is kind of lame, but that's just the way it is. Now, as far as the best variants for this weapon go, I would just take the Relic Tier block version. This one has the best strength overall and the best speed, and also just does a ton of damage off of adrenaline charges. And really, the Bulwark is so tanky already that getting smacked around a bit doesn't really matter that much, and he can just get like a super aftershock off quite easily. And the way I build the perk tree for this is I just go down here into Perpetual Strength, over into Fast Preparation for increased aftershock prep time, mainly because aftershock is like the major damage dealer here, outside like your pommel smash for the Bulwark here, and that's why we just take this pretty much all the time, because having a 30% reduced preparation time is super valuable. Then we just take Perpetual Strength. I move down here to Shattering Impact and the extra Seismic Chain Ground Slam over into our Perpetual Strength on top of Kill Streak, and then we take Aftershock Improved, which I wish was like a base perk, but it's not. And then we move here into Minora's Slayer, up into Majora's Slayer, and then we take Dead End Pommel Smash. It deals 50% more damage because the Bulwark actually has a ton of perks that work with Pommel Smash, and the Pommel Smash is just your running attack with the Thunderhammer. It's like the little slap with the front of it, even though the pommel is actually over here. Now, as far as your secondary weapon goes, you could take the Plasma Pistol or the Heavy Bolt Pistol here. I kind of like the Plasma Pistol more, especially the rate of fire variant for things like contested health recovery. It is pretty damn fast. The Heavy Bolt Pistol can be good for that too, but like the higher waves of Siege, they get such a high damage reduction that doesn't really work that well, though to be honest, you're probably not going to be taking a Thunderhammer Bulwark build to the absolute highest waves of Siege anyways, so you can really pick either one you want, but I just prefer the Plasma Pistol here overall, and I build it this way. And for the Heavy Bolt Pistol, I do build it this way, and I will mention that the Heavy Bolt Pistol is overall better for things like Zoanthropes and Neurothropes at times because it does get a headshot multiplier. And as far as the perk tree goes here, we do take Intimidating Aura first. A perfectly timed parry deals area of effect damage within a 5-meter radius. Cooldown is 5 seconds. This one comes out to a ton of damage, really good for catching Lictors with a block weapon, and this does function now in a perfect block as well, not just perfect parry, so keep that in mind. Next perk we take is Scramble Targeting. If you're surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 25% less damage from range attacks. 25% less damage from range attacks is super chunky, amazing perk, and in Siege mode is active pretty much all the time. And then we take the perk here, Steel Within, which is when your health is less than 50%, you take 30% less health damage. This is another amazing damage reduction perk, so pretty much always take this, using like a block weapon or anything you're going to get hit by, or excuse me, anything you're going to hit a lot with, because a 30% less health damage chunky decrease is pretty epic in this game. And I will say, if you are taking like a fencing or balanced version of a weapon, you could take the Armor Reinforcement instead, but Steel Within overall for block weapons is far better. And as far as the team perks go, you can either take Focus Restoration or Advanced Conditioning. Focus Restoration is overall better just because armor in this game has a damage cap, and damage caps against your actual HP are amazing, especially in the higher waves of Siege where you'll just get nuked. And this one gives like 3 armor out to your entire team every 30 seconds, which is pretty epic. But you could take Advanced Conditioning if you want, because it does make it easier to get back CHP with things like your Plasma Pistol. Next perk here is Purity of Purpose. The banner deals damage over time to enemies within its area of effect. This one is an incredible perk. Whenever you put down your banner, it pretty much turns into a shock grenade. Does pretty decent boss damage, pretty decent extremis damage. Also makes it very easy to pull off extra damage on top of like your charge attacks and stuff because your banner's down. Really powerful perk that will also clear out pretty much any Minoras in the way. And then the next perk here is probably the worst one in this tree, to be honest. Concussive Force. Shield Bash deals 200% more damage. Thunderhammer Pommel Smash deals 100% more damage. It deals area of effect damage within a 7-meter radius. Cooldown is 5 seconds. Now, this is good for the Thunderhammer. Unfortunately, this perk is in the same tree as Glory's Shield and Invigorating Icon, which are just blatantly better. Like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, if you're trying to get to like the highest waves of Siege, you're just gonna be taking this perk or this perk, and Concussive Force is just not it. But still, you know, we're building a Thunderhammer Pommel Smash build, and this is a perk we're going to take today. In operations, this one works just fine, but if you're trying to push really high waves in Siege, this perk is obviously better. But the next perk here is Merciless Resolve. After a Shield Bash or Thunderhammer Pommel Smash, melee damage increases by 15%. You do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 10 seconds. Now, this perk is pretty amazing here, especially with the Thunderhammer Pommel Smash, because a Thunderhammer Pommel Smash is like usually your opener with this weapon anyways, and it's just free damage increase off of that. that on top of no knockback, really, really useful. So useful, in fact, you could actually just take emergency countermeasures here instead of armored advance in the signature perk tree, because you do get no knockback from this constantly. Though if you are playing in siege mode, I think rejuvenating effect might be more valuable, mainly because rejuvenating effect just gets your teammates up instantaneously in like the most dire circumstances, and that's pretty useful in siege mode. And, I won't lie to you guys, but the Thunder Hammer is just not the strongest weapon in siege mode, because it's not the strongest weapon versus chaos, and you lose out on your shield, and your shield is simply your best way to get back your banner with the prestige perk Masterful Defense. Ability charge restored by 1% for every blocked range attack. This is just what lets you spam banners on like every other build for the Bulwark, but Thunder Hammer doesn't have access to it, so you are just giving that up to do some big ol' smack with the hammer. But if that's what you want to do, it's still pretty fun. Now, as far as the prestige perk selection goes, I do just take Auxiliary Reload into Resilience, into Overcharge, and Powerful Shot, because like I said before, Masterful Defense does basically nothing for you. Standard Bearer is not that good, because really when you put down your banner for the most part, you're already going to be surviving regardless, so like a 2-second vulnerability does basically nothing, and having no knockback in your chapter banner is pretty useless, because your chapter banner already makes it very easy to just pull off attacks in the first place. Now, that's pretty much all I have to say about the actual build here. I will say the other options for your Thunder Hammer here, of like the Fencing or Balance Relic tier, or excuse me, Artificer tier, this one does have like a 13 strength, that's like a speed 1, so it's not affecting your aftershock charge rate at all. These are options, it's just that the block version is overall the best, because it just does the most damage, and the whole thing, the Thunder Hammer, is trying to deal damage, so this one does that the best, and that's why we take this. And it's also just the fastest, which means your pommel smash and things like your light attacks and ground slams come out that much more quickly, excuse me. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions about this build, let me know in the comments below, and let me know how you feel about the Thunder Hammer Bulwark. I do feel like it could use a bit of a buff, or like maybe some way to interact with perks like Masterful Defense, because the fact that one of your prestige perks just like outright stops functioning when you take one weapon is pretty stupid, though I guess that is kind of true for some other things like Tactical with his Acuity perk that stops functioning on plasma builds. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm going to show some gameplay of this now, and as always, thanks for watching and have a great day. It does definitely feel like the spawns have been boosted in Absolute again. They've been upped a bit. Because there was a while there where like the vanilla Absolute spawns were kind of getting pretty abysmal. The last patch.
Lieutenant Titus, we are sending the payload to the train.
But now.
Good. Escort the payload to the train.
That lift ought to ferry us to the train.
Rule of thumb for melee weapons in this game is usually whatever melee weapon is faster tends to be better. Because like the way the damage in this game works, like it's kind of hard. Kind of hard to tell the difference between a lot of the block weapons in this game, except that some of them are faster and kill minors better. Like the Artificer blockchain sword, I think it's just way better than its relic version, unless you're playing like Assault, a very niche scenario. I'll do this. Can I get a charges hit off on you? That'd be nice. Hey. Banner's so damn good in this game. It looks like the AoE for the block weapons is working now too. I do know the on-hit, or I believe somebody was telling me the on-hit 50% damage bonus on the PTS for block weapons isn't working. So, like, usually when you parry in this game, enemies take a 50% damage increase from all sources, but the block weapons aren't triggering it currently. And it should be a bug, as far as I know. So once that's fixed, these will be even better. Let me just farm these guys. Wow, this light attack actually does decent work now. Look at that.
Updating mission log to reflect continuous atmospheric irritation.
Ready to get knocked out of that.
Atmospheric conditions have returned to normal.
There is no saving ground.
I've also noticed that the rapid health in this game has been gaining. It's been getting me above what feels like, at least over 30% HP. It's kind of hard to think about it right now. I'm getting smacked up, but maybe the bar is just higher up than I think it is. Oh. I guess I could have saved those. But when we have this one perk for our 40% increased stim healing, pretty much gets us to full off one stim. Well, not one stim, but yeah, pretty damn close. Definitely makes one stim much more valuable.
Sightlines diminished.
What else we got here?
Where shall I plant this flag?
Atmospheric conditions have returned to normal.
Nova cannon implosive warheads are
This version of the build definitely feels better. Like, I feel like it really benefits from emergency countermeasure, because getting your 10-second no knockback on doing this is much better than the shield bash alternative. Like, this is something you're doing all the time anyways.
Keep a tight formation. We do not want to get separated.
Atmospheric conditions have returned to normal.
Alright. Let's just bonk them. Big bonk. Thunderhammer's always satisfying to use. Except for when you have to deal with a Rage Warrior. Like that.
Skitter to the away.
Grab this. So we're probably gonna get Karn effects up here, or at the very end. It feels like Absolute has guaranteed boss spawns now.
Ready to leave for us.
But I've gotten 2 pretty much every game I've played.
Obstruction detected. Removal is required to commence.
Acknowledged.
Right.
Obstruction cleared.
This portion up here can be a little nasty sometimes. Just farm these guys. Oh, look at that pommel smash AoE. See, that is pretty good. It better be good if you give me up invigorating icon for it. Oh, Guardian Relic. Armor boost. You know what? I ain't no pussy. Let's just get the Gene Seed out. And we have bots. Why not?
The master of recruits.
It's for the chapter.
Insurgent round.
Remain calm.
Deny the minion bot. You failed at ultra.
Alright, get back here. I'm pommel smashing you. Unless you jump out of the map. Okay.
Remain calm.
This galaxy is the door to the power.
Remain calm.
We crush the ravenous brood. Reload. The Xenos foot will no longer train us.
Remain calm.
Our banner awaits unfurled. Fresh cut.
Alright, this guy can perish. If we do get 2 boss spawns, it's probably gonna be down here with finale.
It's the grave. We are.
Remain calm.
So far, I'm definitely liking the patch. I'm just a little worried the servers are going to be terrible because that seems to be a common issue in this game. And if this game's servers were anything like they were on patch 7.0,
Inserting rounds.
we're in for a bit of a fiesta, as they say. Ooh, crack.
The Imperium provides.
I like crack grenades. They're only really good against the zoanthropes.
Fresh magazine.
Oh, look at this guy go.
The fewer silence will be your hand.
Now, I do wonder if the dev team buffed Pommel Smash that much on this class because they realized that Thunderhammer kind of sucks ass if you have no, like, gap close. It's good. And, like, for the Assault, he now has an easier time getting in on snipers because of the new buffs they did to him. Or I should say the debuffs they did to the enemies, because now the snipers will automatically miss their shot if you go up in the air. But for this guy, you're kind of stuck. Like, if you had just had to charge against an enraged sniper, like, good luck. Like, what are you going to do? You have to wait it out. But Pommel Smash is an easy way. Pretty low recovery on this.
Payload is aboard the train, Lieutenant. Good. Deploy it.
Launching payload. Unexpected. Let us reassess our approach.
Talassa, I have multiple swarms moving to your location. You have their attention. Deal with them swiftly. We will not get another
Well, let's hit
shot
the
at
shock
this.
grenade here.
Turn it from the open tracks. Let us crush them with an engine.
I'm gonna try to throw one downtown at this guy. Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I get him? From downtown? Oh, oh, oh. Hell yeah. Flip it.
Enemy on the ring. We betrayed their position.
Playing the wrong game. Should be in the NBA. Shots like that.
Skitter to the grave.
That was a Kobe shot. The unfortunate thing here is I think that my pommel smash may be so powerful that I one-shot the Minoris before they ever get into
Your armor to the Mechanicus device. You will need to keep close proximity
a
to
gun
the
strike
charging
range.
station until the reset is complete.
Suffering from success. Doesn't matter too much though because Minoris aren't that big of a problem anyways. A lot of they have Majoris around them. Get knocked over, I can't even sim. That stupid Biovore came up on me. That's okay though, we just got full HP anyways. I have so many warriors all of a sudden, what's this? Yeah, one thing I would like if they changed, a Biovore should not knock you over on like their little backdash because there's practically no counterplay to it. You can perfect dodge it. How many people have I ever seen perfect dodge it? Like maybe one or two. And the only times I can even think of. When I first dodged it, it's just on accident. But they move super fast, they phase through you, and they stagger you. I see we're in quite the corner here. Thank God we have the anti-something weapon. I'm comfortable with Biovore. Triple Biovore. Let's just go do this. Look at Heavy Bot going heavy. Doing as he does. Alright, let's see if we get a boss one. Actually giving us all the objectives this time. I hope we get a Karn effects. Yeah, I'll say the Bulwark with Thunderhammer definitely feels better than I originally thought it would. It's probably his worst weapon just because of how useful the shield actually is. And the fact the shield has like the one really busted defensive mastery perk. The prestige perk free. But it's still good. Like, they definitely went out of their way. They tried to make it work with him. I'll say that. Saber definitely tried to make the Pommel Smash good enough to entice you over the other options. They didn't just toss it on the class with no thought at all.
Skitter to the grave.
Deploy immediately.
As you command.
Definitely dished out a ton of damage. That's for damn sure. That's a wrap. Only one boss, but that's okay. As long as it's like a guaranteed boss. I'll take that. I'll take a guaranteed one. Even if it's not 2 every time.
Detonation in 5. Brace the shockwave.
So we got here. How many kills? How much melee damage? Probably like 20 or 30,000, I feel. Yeah, I'll say I like the White Scars chapter pack more than I thought I would. I thought it was gonna be pretty trash. I like the champion skin a lot. I was hoping for a Blood Angel champion skin, but this is what we get. Alright, 19 Extremis, 31,000. I like a heavy bot dishing out 20,000 range damage, as it often does. Anyways, it's all for this build. Pretty damn good one. Try it yourself.